Oh, thank God. Virginia's here with some life-saving advice. If you miss this segment, one day you will die.
That's how you get the ratings up.
That's it, yeah. Virginia took a self-defense class, and she's going to give you just a couple quick maneuvers to prevent yourself from being strangled or being physically taken advantage of.
One class, 1 hour. I feel like I'm a reborn badass.
An expert.
Okay.
Yes, definitely.
All right.
Okay, so just give us a few things. You've got Jbird over here playing the assailant.
Okay.
So you had talked about the two different ways that you learned that if somebody's trying to strangle you, which knowing the effect you have on some people, that could happen one day. How do you deflect somebody that is going to try to strangle you, Virginia?
Okay, so he's going to come in like he's going to strangle me.
Yeah.
And I want to look for this pressure point
Uh-huh.
that is right here
Uh-huh.
in between these two little bones on the very bottom of your neck. You see those two little bones, that one little divot where it goes in?
Yeah, you have an indentation that goes in there.
That indentation is
Yeah.
a pressure point. And when I go for it, I don't want to like press my palm against his hand.
Yeah.
I don't want to, knuckle it. I want to get the very tip of my index finger
Yeah.
and shove with full force.
Right.
Don't let my palm touch his chest. Go right with the tip of my index finger and all the force I have and go deep, baby.
Like you're trying to push through something.
Exactly. I didn't
Yeah.
know that till last night. I'm like, oh, okay, that's a good little tip.
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay, so let's try to strangle me.
All right.
Yeah. Now you got to use both hands.
Okay, the problem is the assailant has much longer arms than Virginia does. So
But when he has both hands on me,
Yeah.
I can reach him.
You can.
But I was holding back, and once I get my hands in there, she'd have to really dig deep, and I feel like I could have ripped her hand off.
Yeah, that's a
But
tough
I
one.
keep putting mine back. Every time you go to strangle me, I go back to that pressure point. Did it hurt?
I mean, it hurt, but I let you do it because I felt like I was starting to really choke you.
You ruined the whole thing. I will tell you, the pressure point thing, if there's one thing I got out of value when I took my Taekwondo way back in the day, the pressure point thing was it. And so the guy who taught me, he did teach me that. So I know a lot of the pressure points. I always get my son on that. He comes up, tries to roughhouse. You just can find, if you know where the pressure points are in the body, you really can take somebody much larger and stronger. And it's the weirdest thing. It doesn't take a lot. You cannot have a lot of strength and still affect somebody if you hit the right part of their body. It's a weird thing. So I do believe in that, but I do see a slight flaw if they already have their arms on you or an assailant has longer arms than the victim.
Because
you
what
can't get to their throat.
What I would have done, as soon as you would have started doing, I had the ability to take you and then throw you to the ground at that point. You got to get in there quicker.
All right, I'm still looking for it.
Okay.
I only had one class.
Yeah. Okay.
I'm sorry.
But that is a true area for a pressure point. That's a good thing to know if somebody is on you. If you understand the vulnerabilities of the body, look for an opportunity to get to one of those vulnerabilities.
There's also a thing you can do where you take like your hand and you put it on their throat, like in the middle of their throat, and you can squeeze their throat and really cut off their oxygen quickly.
Okay.
And so he was showing me how to do that too. But then once again, you have to be really close. If you're strangling me and you're on top of me, I'm going to go for those two things in your throat.
It's being aware instead of being panicked and just saying, "Oh my gosh, I can't believe this is happening to
or
me."
flailing your arms or trying to hit your assailant in the face.
Right.
If I try to punch an assailant in the face, it's going to make no difference to him whatsoever.
Yeah, you should be scanning their entire body for a vulnerability. And if you understand pressure points and weaknesses, a lot of times you think for a guy, oh, you got him one place and that's the nards. But no, if you're scanning the whole body, you got eyes right up underneath your throat, right in there. That's a pressure point that you got, kind of like where the jaw, the neck and the jaw connect. Right, it's amazing because it just shuts off.
That's why I'm always preaching mortal man. Mortal man, you do the mortal man move to somebody's eye. Man can't see it, man can't fight.
So explain what mortal man is.
You take your two fingers and you kind of do that promise cross kind of thing like that. So you're basically
Promise
making
cross. So you just put one finger on top of the other?
just like that. And when your assailant comes close,
Yeah.
you want to try to get them in the eye and huzzah! Right in the eyeball.
Yeah, okay.
Man can't see it, man can't fight.
Yeah, okay, yeah. Okay, so do you have a couple here, Virginia?
I do. I have
you
another.
have the claw, you have the pressure point in the throat.
I have another pressure point he showed me. So if someone tries to grab you and move you to a new location, it's going to be a little difficult to move me. I'm a little bit bigger, but this is somebody for like Mags.
Okay.
Or one of our daughters, like Caitlin.
Yeah.
So if they've grabbed you and they've got you.
You want me to grab you?
Grab me
From behind?
Well, wait, take your. No, not from behind.
You can't.
You got to take your hat off.
No, see, this is what I'm talking about. You can't.
Well, I want to show Kevin.
If an assailant comes at you, you have to have them remove articles of clothing.
I want to show
do me a favor.
Kevin.
Can you take off your hat?
Before you attack me, would you please remove your hat?
What?
I want to show Kevin where it is on you. So right here under your ear
Under his ear.
is another pressure
Yeah, it
point.
is. Yeah.
So if
Absolutely.
he grabs me, then I should try to do this.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
It hurts, right?
Yeah. I'm gonna heads up on that.
It does. I would
It
say.
hurts.
I would say in the fine art of this, because I've seen these self-defense classes done. They teach you that it's oftentimes then when you get in the real situation, it can be challenging to get it just like it works out in your class.
Hold on,
Sure.
murderer, take off your hat.
Right.
Take it off real
I
quick.
want you
Sure.
to show Kevin.
But-
Why you always got to be a douche?
But the point that Virginia brings up, which is so valuable, you can go and scan pressure points of the body. Just go and do a Google search on that and start learning that. Teach yourself and your children where pressure points are on the human body. And even a kid, if you could get to a pressure point on a much bigger individual and hit one, it is insane. Like you have them in your wrist. That's what I always
Yes.
do with my son, is right there where the wrist goes. That's a pressure point. Amazingly, if you get that, you can just, the whole right side of the body just kind of goes
Down.
Yeah.
Up
It's-
here, too.
Yeah,
When-
you have
and-
one in the crux of your elbow.
Yeah.
You have one right under your armpit. Yeah, so you've got all these little pressure points all over your, and it's the craziest thing. When you apply the pressure there, you're like, oh, okay. It's the weirdest thing.
You had that last one was terrible pressure, but you would have to really got to get in there quick.
And if somebody's grabbing you, that is what he was telling me, the coach. Like, don't try to hit the person in the face and stuff when they're grabbing you. That's the first reflex. You're not going to hurt them at all.
Yeah.
Take your two thumbs and go right in that spot under the ear and just push your thumbs together as hard as you can.
Okay.
Don't press your palm to their skin. Just use a straight thumb going right in. And I was like, oh,
all right.
I did not know this.
Okay. There you go.
I'm gonna do it again because I think repetition and practice is good.
They do.
And
They
I'm
do.
gonna get like moms and daughters. Magnolia was sick last night, so she couldn't go with me. But I think it's a good thing for moms and daughters to do together.
Yeah.
It just gives you one little tiny thing that may
Right.
give you 3 seconds to run away.
It is. It's a good thing to learn. The pressure points is really good. And like Joe had said, there are also some scenario-based classes where you can kind of go in and they'll put you more of like, okay, this is going to feel like the real speed and real strength and real fury of somebody coming at you. And during the course of your attack, okay, what are you looking for? What are you scanning? What did they open up? And somebody'd say, okay, I move my head this way. You can see, aha, boom. If I can get a finger into that little, it'll distract them enough that maybe I can get up and get out. So, yeah. So good stuff. Life-saving advice, pressure points. Look up Mortal Man.
Mortal man, man can't see, man can't fight.
That's right.